are tens of millions of mixers in existence, which means statistically every single day hundreds or thousands of them break down. And a lot of them end up in the dumpster, and I've made it my mission to change that. Which is why I've created a highly detailed tutorial showing you how to completely rebuild your mixer. We have all of the supplies and we make it extremely convenient. Let's get started. This mixer is completely thrashed. It doesn't even turn on. But by the time we're done with it, it is going to be running brand new. And you can do the exact same. It's going to save you some money, and by the time you're done, you're going to have a machine that is better than something you can get new. Oh, look at all the funk that's under there. Your mixer has served you well. It is tired. Maybe it's not running as strong as it used to, or maybe it just sounds like crap. Give it the treatment it deserves. Flathead screwdriver right on the edge of that. We're going to tap that down. And once that started to come away, you can just pull it off by hand. We need a punch. We're going to punch out the pin on the planetary. And we can just twist and pull down to remove that. Coming back to the rear end, we want to go ahead and remove all these clips. Now, this video is going to be fast, but I have a 30-minute long video walking you through every step of the way. We've helped thousands of people. Literally anybody can do this. Once those clips are removed, let's just rip off this gasket. We're going to get a new one anyways. This is the one time in which it's perfectly acceptable to grab this spring and just let it shoot up into the machine. Then we'll unscrew these top two screws that hold in the speed control plate. And once that's done, it just pulls away from the machine. This is the governor. It has weights on it. You want the weights to be side to side. Put a pair of needle nose pliers in between it and just give that a nice little pop. It'll pull off. There's a teeny tiny pin that sits underneath that. Take that out. We don't want to lose that. All right, Timmy, you've served your time. You're ungrounded. All right, just pull the power cord out of place now. This is the phase board right here. There's a little screw right there. We need to go ahead and remove that. Don't worry about any of these parts. They're all getting replaced. 3/8 nut driver. We want to remove these two nuts. Now with those nuts removed, let's move up here to the brushes. Let's unscrew these brush caps here. And under that cap, you should find a spring and a brush. Someone jammed that in the wrong way, so it's actually seized. Yours should just come right out. We'll do the exact same on the other side. Now for a little more rear end play. Let's go ahead and push the speed lever all the way forward. It pushes this rod out. Now we can wiggle this bearing bracket free. And you're going to find that it won't pass straight through this little plastic piece. You're just going to have to bend that down just a hair. Just enough to get this bearing bracket to kind of pass around it, come out of place. Don't get too crazy with this. You don't want to break that. Cool, you with me? We're making great progress. Let's move back to the front. 5 screws around the planetary head, 2 here in the body, 1 on the back on each side. Let's go ahead and remove all of those. Oh my Lanta, every single one of these screws is absolutely loose and just about to fall out of the machine. And with all those screws out, we can just go ahead and split these heads. Take a look at all that. There is a gasket. We can go ahead and toss that. Then we're going to come through and remove some of this old grease. Now, we don't have to get crazy detailed here. We just want to get a bulk of the chunk. Now, that's because we get all brand new gears in the rebuild kit. We're going to go ahead and pull the hub gear. Then push the center pin up to locate that dowel pin. Grab it and remove it. We need to give the center shaft a few light taps to drive it through. Beat it and then pull it out, which will allow us to remove this center gear. And lastly, we just have these 3 screws that hold the worm gear assembly into place. Then just simply lift out of place. We need to clean up these housings to make way for new grease. And once that's looking nice and clean, we gotta move back to this motor. We're gonna take our punch, we're gonna touch tips, and we're gonna pound it from the front, which knocked out our motor. We're gonna take a long skinny screwdriver, we gotta punch out these little brushes right here. Take a look, it was installed the wrong way. They tried to just jam it into place. We need to remove this field assembly here. To start, we're gonna take these wires and we're gonna fish them up out. We need to loosen these 2 nuts. And we really just want to just break those loose. And once loose, these should just unscrew by hand. Now, if you look back there, you'll see a black and white wire. We need to take a long pair of needle nose pliers, grab onto those wires, and just go ahead and pull those puppies out of place. Now, do yourself a favor. We don't need brushes, but let's go ahead and put these little caps back in, which will come in handy later. Now we can go ahead and just pull this field assembly out of place. Look, one of the plates on this field assembly was starting to split, which results in a terrible vibration noise and low torque. We have all of our new components that come in the kit. Now we just need to work in reverse to put it all back in the machine. Starting with the field assembly, we want to start with these 2 wires on your right hand side, and we're just going to slide this up into place. Once that's back in place, we can go ahead and insert our rods and tighten those down by hand. And once tight by hand, you'll find that those are still pretty loose. It doesn't matter if you damage the threads halfway down, grab on with locking pliers, just give that a little turn. We don't want to over tighten those. Then we can go ahead and cinch these nuts back down into place. Take a look, no more play in those rods. Now grab onto those front wires with some pliers. And there's a little slot that those wires slide into. It's on the bottom on the right, and it's on the top on the left. And once in place, just make sure to tuck those wires kind of back up in the corners. You don't want them to interfere with the motor. Prior to putting in the motor, we do want to take these wires and we want to tuck them back down into this little slot right here. The red wire can go straight down. The white wire needs to go around this rod and through. Followed by just inserting our motor. Give that just a light tap to make sure that it's bottomed out. followed by slapping our bearing bracket back into place. Securing it with our nuts, we want to free spin this, make sure we can spin this by hand. And we're going to move fast here, but this is all spelled out in the long DIY tutorial. Drop our governor pin, and then slide on our governor. Screw in the phase board, and the speed plate. You'll need to tune this, also spelled out in the long format video. Time for the gears and grease. We've got a base layer and we've screwed in our worm gear tower. Slide up our center shaft, we do have a washer there. Put our center gear on top and then just push the shaft through. Replace the pin and then drop it into place. And then grease that baby up. Slide in our hub gear and grease that baby up too, as well as the motor shaft. And once we have more lube than a ditty party, we can go ahead and slide on our gasket. Put our housings back together. And then reinstall all of your screws to secure the housings together. Reinstall our brushes. And the ground wire to our power cord, so that we can come through and finish reinstalling all of our clips. Let's clean this thing up because it is filthy. If it's gonna run brand new, we want it to look brand new too. Take a look at that, this baby cleaned up good. Now I went ahead, I stitched it up, I tuned the rear end, and this thing is running like the day it came off the showroom floor. And you can do the exact same thing for your old mixer by following our rebuild tutorial. The kit makes it incredibly simple. It's going to be a better running machine than a new one, and it's going to cost less. So what are you waiting for? Check out our tutorial and grab a rebuild kit today.